And we're in.
Welcome in, folks. This is Ray.
And I'm Mike.
Welcome to Know Nothings.
So, the last time we recorded this great show, right?
It was awesome. It was so good.
It was probably the greatest hour of entertainment in the history of podcasts.
At least in our podcast.
In our podcast, anyway. And we got into some things that were really great. And we went for a solid hour. And it was really just mind-blowing stuff.
And the problem is you can't recapture that magic. You have to get new magic every conversation.
We have to get new magic. So we'll kind of talk about some of that, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't even really remember the topics. I just remember.
Well, I can crank it off because I remember what happened because it was so strange, and I'll tell you what I did because of it. But anyway, we were doing it, and this graphic that's in the background here has a sound to it, and it played the entire time in the background. I can't hear the sound in my cans. But once it got duped all onto everything, there it was. And you couldn't even hear us. I tried to put closed captioning on it. It wouldn't even do it right. It couldn't hear us.
Nothing was working.
It was like, the music is like, and I was like, you're going to lose your mind.
Yeah, no one was good. There was nothing. There was no clips we could pull out. There was nothing.
There's nothing. But anyway, so here's what happened.
It was a good hang, though. It was a good hang.
It was a good hang. We did talk about it a lot. Here's what happened, though. Like, before we did that podcast, I was sitting here, and something caught my eye, and I looked, and I caught a full ghost walk past the door.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
That's the podcast that we fucked up,
yeah.
and it's the best. It was so awesome the way.
So walk me through that again.
Okay, so I was sitting here, and I was working on this, apparently not well, because I was working on this thing, this graphic behind us, and something caught my eye, and I just looked this way, and a full person ghost, I'm the only person in the house, walked past that door and down the hallway to the point where I got up and started thinking somebody was here.
You're not bullshitting for the show, right? This was real. It's real.
This was 100% real.
You saw something.
I saw a person walk past that door.
It was a person.
It was a person. It was a man. A man, maybe, but it was definitely...
Big man? Small man?
Say about 5'5", maybe.
Yeah,
5'9".
Relatively small fella.
Yeah, not like huge.
It's an old ghost.
But it really wigged me. I got goosebumps all over.
I'd be getting chills talking about it.
And so like I went through the house and I was like, "Hello, is anybody here?" And I went in every room, turned on the lights, looked in the closets, no one. And I mean, when I caught it in my eye, over here like this.
Yeah.
When I looked, it was in the middle of the door, walking that way. I mean, I saw it.
That's crazy.
100% saw it.
Did you happen to see the brand new from Mississippi Bigfoot footage?
No. Can you pull that up on your screen there?
It's like today years old.
Really?
Yeah. This shit is
You think it was Bigfoot? And he just got out the back window somehow, or what? You think Bigfoot walked through here?
Looked like Bigfoot to me.
No, I'm talking about in my house.
Like the dude, in your house, I don't know, but like this Bigfoot, the dude totally got a, here it is.
I wonder how we can put that on the screen.
Actually, this is I don't know if this is it.
I should be able to do that, but I can't. I've got a spot here for it, but I got to figure out how to do it.
I don't know how to do this. Gosh, it may not be showing up.
See that?
This guy, this footage, if I can find this Bigfoot just sat there and played with a limb. This guy was like telling his buddy, it's like if me and you were out there, he's like, go get my fucking gun. The guy's like, okay, and he comes back with the gun, and he's like, I gotta shoot this motherfucker. He's like, this shit's crazy. And there's a Bigfoot. It's like an 8-foot gorilla thing in Mississippi standing by this dude's tree, just like breaking.
Are you serious? And they have it on video?
It's like a 3.5 minute. He's just sitting on his porch. Well, first he walks out of the woods. He's walking out of the woods, and he's like, and his buddy's filming him, and he's like, oh shit, look, you see that? And he's like, no. And then all of a sudden you see this Bigfoot come up, and they just sit there and film and have a whole conversation. The Bigfoot's like grabbing branch. He just plays with a branch.
Really?
For like 5 minutes, just giant Bigfoot thing. They're on the porch. The guy's like, go get my gun. The guy comes back with the gun. He's like, hey, you didn't bring no bullets.
No way.
He had to go back and get bullets.
That sounds fake to me.
That he didn't bring bullets?
Yeah.
Well, he went back and got bullets. He goes back to the car and gets a bullet. Whatever sounds fake, I just know the footage wasn't faked. And I don't know if it was, maybe it's a
How
monkey.
do you know? We can't believe anything you see anymore.
Well, how do you fake it?
A suit?
Well, this wasn't
CGI?
This looked better. It may be CGI. These are like just some rednecks from Mississippi.
Oh yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
these rednecks from Mississippi don't know how to use a camera or anything.
You would think they would be
look at all the how much shit I have to go through to use these cameras that we do, and you think they just nailed it? Oh, okay, maybe.
It was a phone recording. It's not a great recording. It's a phone recording. It looks like the problem is it does look like it's recorded on a potato, like every Bigfoot video.
Every video that gets
Every Bigfoot video. It's never like, it's like, dude, you don't have an iPhone 10? Like you don't have like a 6-year-old iPhone?
When I take pictures and videos with my iPhone, it's an iPhone 13. They look amazing.
Yeah, same.
Why can't we get that?
Mine's a 12. But and where are the bones of Bigfoot? But man, this was really compelling video.
I already told you in one of the previous, like one of our first episodes ever, 1 through 4 probably, like the conspiracy theory one, where I told you where Bigfoots are from. They're from another planet.
From another planet.
And they come here to hunt.
But do they leave though?
They leave. That's why there's no bones.
But what about?
It's a long waiting list to come hunt on Earth, apparently.
But what about what they're, the theories that the aliens are actually living on Earth in the middle of Earth?
They're probably living in the ocean or inside
in the center
Earth.
of the Earth is what they're saying. Like,
I believe that before I believe that they came here from 500
or that they would be Bigfoot. They would evolve
away.
Past a Bigfoot, because a Bigfoot's not very smart, right? Like,
no, Bigfoot. Maybe Bigfoots are super smart
because they haven't been caught.
Yeah,
maybe they're geniuses.
I mean, we were apes. We ate mushrooms, and now we're humans.
I mean, the video from 1967 with the guy that looks like a suit. That's kind of, like, they didn't really. Could they make suits like that in 1967? Because you look at like
Hollywood.
Hollywood props in 1967 looked like Hollywood props from 1967. They did not look advanced. Like,
well, that was also
it would be like aluminum.
What's
foil
that
on my
video
head with,
called?
like,
It's the two guys' names. I used to pride myself on remembering what that video was called, but it's the one where Bigfoot's walking with his
by the
gait,
log,
and then he goes like this.
He looks right back at him. Yeah.
What movie was I watching the other day where they actually they took a picture of somebody and he did that move?
Harry and the Hendersons?
No, it was funny because it was like Elf or something. Yeah. I don't know. It was something where they're walking and then like he turns and he goes, it was Elf.
It was Elf?
Yeah, he was walking in
walk?
Central Park and he turns around and like, we even saw an elf in Central Park, and he turns and does the pose from the Bigfoot video. And I was like, that's it. That's the pose.
Yeah.
I had to show everybody that we were watching.
That video's still,
I caught it.
It's still the best video, and it's almost 60 years old. It's still the best Bigfoot video that exists until I saw the Mississippi footage. It was the best until I saw the new footage. But is it faked? I don't know. I mean, you do, even now when I watch speeches of like a politician, I don't even know if that's real, because you can do all this voice stuff now and make everything fake. Like the whole world's fake. But everything can't be fake, right?
Everything can't be fake.
But everything can be faked.
Everything can be faked, but everything can't be faked.
Everything is not fake, but everything does have the potential to be faked. Therein lies the problem, where you have to dig so deep to figure out. But now you have seen the files released on JFK, right, this week?
No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
100% confirmed. CIA killed JFK.
Well, we all knew that.
But it's now.
But why is the question? Why?
It had to probably do. It had to do with some of his progressive policies. There's no. I mean, what else could it have done? Was he a supporter of MLK?
Is it the super easiest one to go to, which is number one? If you're just gonna Occam's razor, it is he wanted to pull us out of the Vietnam War,
or civil rights,
or both.
I think civil rights,
or both. He was just really knocking on the door of all those dudes not wanting any of that.
Those were
we needed to stay over there.
Those are progressive, crazy ideas,
and rights. Human rights.
Definitely, CIA definitely killed MLK. Definitely killed JFK.
So who's accountable?
No one. They're all dead.
They waited till they were all dead.
It's a 50-year, like, you can't release it for 50 years or whatever.
Yeah.
When was Kennedy was assassinated in 63? November 22nd, 1963?
Yeah.
So 60 years.
Oh.
That'd be 60 years this coming up November. But it looks like, it does look like the CIA killed him. Which is no surprise to me, at all.
Well, I always thought that. We always knew that.
Yeah, but
everything.
everything.
We always knew that that dude couldn't pull those shots off from that book depository. There ain't no fucking way.
There's no sniper
on Earth that could do that with that gun that he had. Now maybe with his new tech stuff.
Three shots in a 1.5 second window with a bolt action rifle.
Bolt action
from 180 meters or whatever it was. And a moving target.
And a moving target at an angle.
Yeah.
Going away from you.
Yeah.
There were, like they said in the, like, all the things that you watch where they, excuse me, got some in my throat. All the things that they said was there were way better way better spots to get the immediate kill, which was they made the left and he comes straight down that road, and it would have been you could have just snipered him straight on him coming, which would have been a super easier shot. The shot that they set him up for is like an impossible shot.
Well, check out the
guys that shot him from the grassy knoll.
Check
straight
out
up
the
grassy knoll.
The MLK assassination. So check this out. He was supposed to stay on the bottom floor. When he shows up, they were like, "Oh no!" No, they called ahead and said, "Mr. King wants to stay on the top floor," which he didn't. But that was the room that was going to give a clear shot from where the shooter was.
Oh my gosh!
Also, they're saying friendlies that were on the inside on MLK's team were wearing no ties, and those that could be killed that weren't friendlies would be wearing ties that day. So to make sure, if you knew, so like the way the assassin would know when you go to shoot MLK, if you see guys standing with him without a tie,
don't shoot those guys.
Those are on our side.
Don't shoot.
Guess who's standing there without a tie?
Who?
Jesse Jackson.
No way.
Yep. Jesse Jackson.
Well, I guess he had a lot to gain.
They're saying Jesse Jackson. Yeah, because he could have been the new leader of that black movement.
Well, he was. He
did become.
He did become
the guy.
That was the deal, I guess. That's terrible to think that
even
people
got to run
would
for
go
president.
that hard, and they would like if they were to come to you and say, "Hey Ray, this podcast you're in that 10 people on a, not even 10, or whatever. If we go ahead and just kill Mike, we're gonna put you in the #1 podcast spot."
I couldn't do that.
You'd have to decline that, right?
I have to decline that. I have a conscience, right? But like these people don't.
No, I think they get you by the balls somehow. I think somehow they get you by the balls, and there's no way you can say no, because you wouldn't proposition somebody like Jesse Jackson to betray your.
No, you had to have him.
People.
You had to have him like having sex with an animal or something.
You had to have him
or a
by
baby
the balls. That's the only way they do it. Or you can just tell him to fuck off.
Well, that's the whole deal with the Illuminati. How they get you? They get you to fuck a kid, or they get you to like
do. Animals
rub goat blood on your dick or whatever it is.
Whatever it is they make you do.
You're going to be filmed doing this, and then when they want the thing from you, you're like, I don't think so. They go, what about
when you're in Skull and Bones and everybody blew each other in the room? We got that on video. Do you want everybody to see that?
And you may not even know, right?
Right.
Or you're a dude. You're forced into homosexual sex that you don't want to have, and they've got you blackmailed.
And they got you blackmailed. Anything like that. That's how that goes down.
That's how they could have got. But I just thought it was wild. And then when they're talking about
luckily I'm just a nobody.
I know. For now, they're talking about.
For now,
they're talking about the tie scandal. You never know when this stuff come knocking on your door. Who the hell knows? You have to know that. And there's too many things that point in the direction of. Look, I've said it before. I'll say it 100 times. You cannot believe everything's a conspiracy. You have to have critical thought, and when you address all these crazy situations. But there's too much wild shit going on for us to say, oh, everything's a conspiracy. Everything that everyone's thinking about, all these millions of people that have collected all this data, it's all lies. It can't. No, y'all are lying. Y'all are full of shit.
People like to do that because it makes it sound like.
All the things,
everything is like magical, or like
all the things that 30 years ago would make you crazy is now like, oh yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like not even, some things aren't even like debatable. Like people are like, of course we don't land on the moon, or whatever.
Of course we didn't. Have you seen those pictures and the shots? Of course we didn't land on the moon. What are you talking about? That's all stupid looking fake stuff.
Or of course when you're like,
did you see the picture of the Earth from when they're out in orbit? There's no way that's real. There's no fucking way.
But in 1993, if you would have been saying like, man, I think the CIA killed Martin Luther King because they didn't like his message of equality, people would be like, shut the fuck up.
There's no way they did
our government, because we were taught and brought up to believe that like the United States government's this pure angelic thing.
Well, look at how television was. Television was pure and all that. And my mom and dad, they always said the first thing they ever heard on TV that was like off color comment was don't let the dog poop in the bushes. The word poop. And it set people crazy.
Yeah, because they said, well, that's, you remember husbands and wives used to sleep in different beds in those sitcoms.
In sitcoms. See, so they
50s, 60s, and then even
they used to keep all that stuff super clean. And then when they stopped doing that,
they went the other way.
They went the other way. Hard.
Yeah.
They went hard in the paint the other way. So now this is how we think now. Instead of like the CIA killed so and so, you're like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Because we see it on TV all day long. People are shitty and they make shitty decisions when based on like money or they're blackmailed or whatever.
It seems like the internet is just the negative part of the internet is it gives us all this information. The positive part of the internet is it gives us all this information. So much stuff seems to be coming to light that like is just undeniable. The Jeffrey Epstein stuff. 15 years ago, when people were talking about Jeffrey Epstein, it's like, oh, that's crazy.
I don't know why everybody gets all upset and nobody did shit about it. They killed the guy and they put his accomplice in jail. That's it. That's all they did. They didn't go after the people that did any.
She sex trafficked, right?
She sex trafficked.
So who did she sex traffic to? That
Exactly.
is the $1 million question.
Well, they won't say.
They have to say.
They know who it is.
Of course, it had to come out in court, right?
It had to have. So, of course, it's like this. It's like, okay, so you did this. Yes, I did. Okay, where's all the evidence and the things that you did? Well, I don't know. Okay, well, you're guilty. Go to jail. It's like saying, okay, you sex trafficked. You sex trafficked to who? Just people. Who were those people? People.
You know.
Okay, go to jail.
You know, this dude's got a picture in his foyer of Bill Clinton in Monica Lewinsky's blue dress with his legs crossed. Like, what does he have on? You know,
is that a for real picture?
Oh yeah,
that's a real picture. That's not fake.
No, that's from.
I was under the assumption that was fake.
That's from Jeffrey Epstein's. That's taken as witness evidence.
He's in a dress.
Yeah, Clinton.
That dress, the blue dress in the
that Monica
chair.
blew him in.
In a chair.
It had cum stains on it.
No, don't say that. It's terrible.
Well, that's what happened. But Jeff, I'm saying Epstein's.
Could you please use the word jizz?
Okay, sorry.
That's better.
So, but think about this. Epstein's having. So imagine I'm having you over for dinner, right?
Right.
And on my wall in my hall, I've got a picture of you in a dress mocking your biggest thing, and there ain't shit you can do about it because I've got something on you. You're coming over to my house and looking at the picture, and you have to go like, oh, that's funny. Knowing it ain't funny, it pisses you off. Clinton's going to his house. They're buddies, right?
Right.
They were buddies, I think. I mean, they were going to the island, I think, or they were at least flying on the Lolita Express.
Well, I will tell you, he was on the plane. They said he was
definitely on
the
the plane.
Lolita Express.
The Lolita Express. That's what it was called, right?
Who's the pilot of the Lolita Express? Who's that guy?
Probably somebody else that's compromised.
Probably.
Or unless you just, look, you're just a pilot flying for rich guys. You could be completely out of the know.
Yeah.
The pilot probably is out of the know, right?
He had to have seen something, right?
I don't know. If I'm doing shit like that, I would never. But if I'm doing shit like that, I'm not going to be like doing it in front of my pilot and waitresses and stewardesses. Like,
well, he definitely was getting paid enough not to say anything then.
Or if he
Sorry, that shot went down a little hard.
Unless he didn't know anything. But I'm saying, you think about having that, and then he's got the picture. What about the picture of George Bush with the planes and the Jenga puzzles that look like the 9/11 towers crumbled around him, and George Bush is sitting Indian style playing with paper airplanes?
Are you serious?
Yeah, you've never seen these things?
I never saw that. Anyway, this week podcast brought to you by the Lolita Express. That's the Lolita Express. Take a flight to an island. Leave with whatever. Don't say.
Let's see. George Bush painting paper.
God, I wish I could put that up on the...
Can you see it?
No.
Why can't you see it?
I don't have the thing to put it on the screen.
You don't?
No.
Oh. Well, you'll have
suck.
Well, you guys will have to Google it.
I might be able to do it here in a second.
You guys will have to Google it. But he had another picture. It was George Bush playing with paper airplanes with two Jenga towers that he had collapsed, and he's sitting Indian style like a little kid, and he's knocked down.
So tell me why.
Just to mock them.
To mock us.
To mock us and them. He's telling these powerful people that he has shit on, that like, I know what you did, I know what you do, and I've got this on you. If you ever say anything about what I did, I'll say something about your involvement in this. I'll let people know your involvement in 9/11. Why else would you have that painting? And he had that painting 20 years before anybody even knew what the hell, anybody was even thinking about a 9/11 conspiracy.
Okay, I think I could do this. There won't be any sound.
That's fine. We don't need sound.
But you're not gonna have a screen.
Well, can you pull it up on yours? Just Google.
I've got so much stuff going on over here. It's ridiculous. Let me get your computer plugged back in.
Yeah, it's not a big deal if we can. I mean, I'm sure most people out there that are listening have seen it. I can't believe you hadn't seen it. It's really wild shit.
I had seen that picture.
You had seen the George Bush one?
No.
But you've seen the Bill Clinton one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was fake. I thought that one was fake. I really did. I thought that one was fake. Is it back up?
Yeah, it's back up.
Okay, look. Next time, there's a way for me to so we can see your computer, but I gotta.
How do I just need to get to Google? Like get out of this.
There's like a splitter or something.
Is that what's going on here?
What's going on?
I'm trying to get to the front. I'm trying to get off of YouTube. There we go. Okay. So.
This week's podcast is brought to you by 9/11. That's 9/11.
I think I'll do 9/11 Jenga and see if that pulls up anything. And I don't want it to be.
I wonder if I do the wide shot. Okay, I got a wide shot here.
All right.
And it shows your screen. Check out how does everybody like the dual screens here?
I need to get off of YouTube and get into freaking.
Anyway, so like while you're looking for that, let me just tell you. So there was that night I felt like there was like a presence in the house.
Obviously, there was
Right?
a presence, right?
Yeah, there was something in the house. An energy, if you will. So I didn't get very good night's sleep. Obviously.
I bet not.
Yeah, that night. Huh?
And you could feel like something going on.
I would get up in the middle of the night and use the bathroom like 5 times a night, like what I always do, which probably isn't good. I probably need to go see a doctor. But
yeah,
you get up and it's like it's creepy when you're up. And I'm a grown man, and I was just like, vibes off. So I have I've done this before because apparently this happens a lot. This is like somehow the vibes off in the house. So I have sage that I bought. So I saged the house.
Yeah.
It's totally gone. The house has no energy in it. After
Really?
You sage it. I'm just telling you.
So
That's a for real thing. Like I do that. I
Can
sage
you see the
house.
picture?
Let's see.
Flying planes into 2 Jenga towers.
Yeah, you can't really see it.
I just made it bigger.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's too small.
You can't. You need to be able to.
No, you can't see it. You won't be able to.
Well, anyway, there he is sitting Indian style in a suit, kind of messy, kind of slow. You should just and with the 2 towers of the 2 Jenga towers, completely collapsed around him, holding a paper, holding a paper airplane with another airplane
That's
down there.
out of control.
Isn't
They
it?
shouldn't take those pictures.
Well, they painted it.
Oh, it's a painting.
It's a painting.
Oh.
He just had it to mock Bush and to mock.
Oh, no,
us.
it's a painting. It's like anybody can paint anything.
I know, but my point is he has that painting saying this is what I think happened. 20 years, this is in like 02, 03, he's got this picture. This is before anybody's ever talked about any kind of conspiracy shit, or that anything could have happened that George Bush had involvement. He's got the picture, but he didn't just have the painting. He has the painting up in his house. And he has all these,
It's in his house on the wall.
But think about who comes to his house. Billionaires, politicians, big-time players, they're all seeing that. So they're all coming in. That's a conversation piece. If I come in and you've got a new album, vinyl, I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh, cool, you got the new Tool, whatever.
No, I've got a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress.
But if I come on, I'm like, oh, that's funny. You're mocking Bush knocking down the towers because I know all this.
Yeah, but we all know how it really went down.
We all know how it really went down, right?
Because we're the elites.
Because we're the elites. They're so brazen with their shit that they just literally display it in their house.
Right.
And the only kind of people, I ain't going over there. I don't want to go over there. But the only kind of people that are coming over there are people like Bush and Clinton and Trump and Bill Gates and whoever the fuck else, Oprah, whoever these people are, the club that we're not in.
Right.
And you're just going to.
I don't want to be in that club.
Hell no. But you're just going to brazenly have this art out? It's I don't know. It's bizarre, man. It's super bizarre.
It is kind of weird. Wow, it's weird without my headphones.
So.
I got to keep the headphones on because. Because I'm producing the thing and I want to make sure everything sounds right.
You look sharp with them on.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, thanks.
We couldn't do this podcast without talking about this nuclear fusion discovery.
Tell me about it. Look it up and then give me the points. Okay, so nuclear fusion, not fission.
Fission is what you have now that makes bombs. Nuclear fission makes bombs. So it's like ever expanding energy.
Explosions.
Fusion they've been trying for ever. The difference in mass arises due to the difference in nuclear binding energy between the atomic nuclei before and after the reaction. Nuclear fusion is the process that powers active or main sequence stars and other high magnitude stars where large amounts of energy are released. So the unscientific version of it is you're going to get more energy out than that gets put in, which doesn't happen. That's what they've been trying for 50, 60 years to get that breakthrough. So they take 200 lasers, they contract them down to the size of a BB. Small, half a BB actually. It hits the BB at 1, and it comes out at 1.5. They've actually finally done it. This technology, fusion, allows unlimited energy for the entire planet. This is like the biggest story since the wheel. It's unbelievably huge. It's not
that you've never heard.
And like on YouTube, it has like 500,000 views. It should have 500 million views, right? Like a minimum. No, so enough people are. But it was just so cool that they've done this. Now they're going to start. But the United States government has come out and said, "We just did this. We had this break," because they're going to want to hang their head on this breakthrough.
Well, it's going to hurt a lot of people's pocketbooks, man.
It's going to help a lot of people's pocketbooks.
Yeah,
too,
but the people that the pocketbooks I'm talking about are the oil industry.
Of course.
Anything to do with energy.
All the oil companies are now going to start trying to figure out.
Bill.
They're going to figure out a way to try to tell us that nuclear
people
fusion.
that own energy, light bills, coal plants, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
now,
obvious. Obvious.
So like,
they're going to try to come out against nuclear fusion. They're going to say, "Oh, it's dangerous. It's which it's not dangerous. You just stop putting energy in it, and it stops coming out. But that energy, as it comes out the other side with more energy, you can replicate that process over and over and over. So you would have another reactor, say 10 miles down, and it hits that, and then more energy, and then another reactor here, then more energy, and then another reactor here, then more. So it's just this.
You're saying reactor, but it's whatever it is.
I think it's a reactor.
I don't even know what it's called. Right? It's a reactor.
It's whatever.
I don't even know like what.
It looks like a flux capacitor.
Oh.
Looks like a fuse, like a giant fuse.
Oh, okay.
And they're like the flux capacitor on Back to the Future. That's kind of what it looks like. But it was
Marty.
He made it with like a Vegematic. Remember the Vegematic?
Yeah. You know how Back to the Future is about some kid going back in time and trying not to fuck his mom. It's pretty much what that show is.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite show of all time. Probably is my number one.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think we did our top 5 movies.
We did, but I don't think I actually settled on any.
You didn't?
But the fusion thing. Okay, so like let's say, how small can this be? Can it be something you can buy and it goes in a car?
It's gonna be. What do you mean you buy?
Like can they put it in a car to power a car?
Sure.
Okay, so it can be small enough to power a car.
Cars, homes, businesses, lights, streets, everything. Unlimited energy. For free.
But it won't be for free because somebody's doing the technology. They're going to pay for it.
The infrastructure is going to. If the infrastructure is done by the government, I don't think it is going to be paid for by taxes.
Well, that sounds really great in an amazing world. That people don't like people don't want capitalism and people that don't want to make money.
It is amazing.
It really, we really could live in a great society, but we don't.
We should,
but we don't.
I know we live in a fucked up society.
It's fucked up.
Where it's run by the smallest percentage. We could at any time too. This is the thing that blows my mind. Okay, we could all, and I'm guilty as fuck. I'm guilty as everybody. We could all stand up and just say, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
We could.
Like
we're not doing it.
We're not. We're
done.
If there's 6.9 billion of us, and there's 100,000 of you, and they're pulling all the strings and saying, "You're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to live this. You're going to serve me and serve my needs, and it's going to trickle down to you, and then you get nothing, and I get everything. It's have-nots and have-yachts, and that's how it is." And we just go, "Okay,
I guess I'll work hard to get that yacht."
It makes me feel. If I work really hard and saved every dollar I ever make tax-free for my entire life,
I'm gonna buy something that's gonna put me into bankruptcy. I
couldn't even buy the door to the yacht kitchen.
I got the yacht, man. You want to come hang out on it? Yeah, I got to pay taxes on it at the end of the year, and they're gonna take it because I don't have it.
So if we ever just collectively as a society just said, "I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this shit anymore." Fuck your truck, fuck your bakery, fuck your energy, fuck it all.
Here's the problem with that. Are you ready?
Oh, there's a big problem. There's a bunch of problems.
Well, problem number 1. Where do you think problem number 1 comes from? Basic human needs. We need food. So fuck what?
Definitely comes from a need.
So everybody says fuck what?
We all feel needy.
We're gonna have to go get food from somewhere.
If
everybody says fuck what, then where do we get food from?
You provide and trade and barter with one another. It's a simple system.
I know it is, but I'm just saying, like in the beginning, I don't have anything to barter with anyone for
take,
food.
Well, you might have to take from them. They might have to go down.
Well,
it ain't. I tell you this.
That's dog eat dog. That's not civilization.
It ain't left versus right. It ain't black versus white.
I say we start with this. You're saying fuck that. I say we start with, well, we're just not going to pay taxes. Fuck taxes.
That's the stuff.
Fuck the end of the first
step.
thing is
Come
say
get it.
at the end of the year everybody decides we're not going to do our taxes. Let's just pay because we could totally go
They
on
would
a
just
system
freeze everyone's account, take what they
where we
needed to
could
operate.
just totally go to whatever system where it's just like when you buy things you pay taxes. That's it. Why do we have to pay taxes on our what we
You should pay tax on consumption. I agree.
3 months out of the year, basically, you're working for the government if you make a certain amount of money.
Any amount of money, really, because if you think about it, you're paying. Even if you're making, let's make you the most poverty-stricken fool in the world, $15,000 a year.
You get your money back though at $15,000. You get it all back, but you're still giving it during the year.
You don't get the 6.25 back that goes to Social Security.
You don't get Social Security.
You don't get your Medicare
and we're
back.
never going to get Social Security.
We are. You and I
think we will?
Our kids won't, but we will.
But they said that about us. Our parents said that we wouldn't get it.
Then our kids may get it too. It's too big of a. You would really have riots. Like
who's in charge of Social Security?
The Treasury, I believe.
Like you don't think we'll get? You think we'll get Social Security?
Mm-hmm. We'll have to, or we'll all starve. We're not gonna have any money.
We're not.
So what?
I guess they're just planning on everybody underneath us being TikTok famous.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think they're. I don't think.
Hey, kids, get on TikTok. It's your Social Security.
I don't think they're planning on it. Now, I don't think we'll get all the Social Security we deserve. Now, if I pay, let's say you make $60,000 a year for 30 of your working years, you make $50,000 for the first 10. It's 40 working years, right? So, you made $500,000 your first 10. You made 1.8 million your last 30, so you made 2.3 million. You paid in 6.25%. You paid in what is that? Just over.
Here's a calculator.
If you made 1.8 million plus 500,000.
The ghost just opened that door.
Lifetime earnings, you made 2.3 million. You should have, so you would have put in 143,000 of your own money. If it had average returns of 7-8%, you should be well north of 1.5 million. So you should be getting probably 7,000-8,000 a month, and we're going to get 1,800.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to get $7,000 a month.
Yeah, you're
1,800.
Yeah, you're going to get
1,800. Sounds a little high too.
That'll be like the max.
Do you get taxed on Social Security?
You do.
What?
Yeah.
They double tax you.
You didn't know that?
No. They double tax Social Security.
And if you decide to work,
here's what we do. This is what we do. We got to tell everybody we're not paying taxes anymore. We're not going to pay double taxes. What? Then we got to do it.
You're gonna have the FBI here tomorrow at your house.
I hope they come. Come on in. We'll talk about it.
I agree.
No, not the FBI. The IRS.
The IRS. And
now
the
they
FBI.
have guns.
Yeah.
The IRS has guns.
And 87,000 new agents.
No, come on. No, what's going to really happen is I'm going to get audited.
Yeah. Now, so what do you do? Now,
that's the first step.
What do you do about the work conundrum? You just stop paying taxes, but what do you do about? Now, I don't know that. I mean, I don't want to stop working.
I like working.
I like working.
Hey, I went on vacation
How was that
for a week.
I was going to ask
the staycation.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was awesome. But about 4 days into it, I was kind of chomping at the bit to get back to work because I need like I was getting up and riding my bike, go to the gym, watching movies all day.
That's
the best part about
you can't do that for like 50 days. I can do that kind of shit forever.
Start about that. No, I gotta be doing. I gotta be in the shit. I gotta be in the shit. I gotta be calling people. I gotta be putting pressure on people.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I just like it. So like, and putting pressure on me. Human beings we need something to do, or we get bored.
You were at the gym, you're at the bike. You could pick up basketball. You could just you could do.
I
this.
actually was pretty lazy, and let me just tell you, the most important thing about my staycation was not answering my phone, because my phone, I get 100 phone calls a day.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the ones that I don't make. I get as many emails, and I have to like constantly monitor wherever all these trucks are, what's going on, how things are going, customers, all that. I've been doing that for 7 years without ever not answering my phone. I went to the Bahamas and answered my phone in the Bahamas.
You had to.
I had to. So
this time you just said I'm not.
This time I had like a 1-2 shot of the week before Thanksgiving. was the end of the month, and then Thanksgiving, or it was Thanksgiving the end of the month. No, it was Thanksgiving then the end of the month, and those 2 weeks beat me down so hard I had to call my brother, who's my boss, and I was like, I got to take a vacation where I do not answer the phone, because
At first, he just proposed, "Oh, you can go anywhere you want. Just answer the
no,
phone."
I can go anywhere I want, and I could work from the beach
Yeah.
if I wanted to,
That's
as
pretty
long
cool.
as I have a signal, and I got my iPad. I could work on the beach. That's not a problem. But you
People don't understand that's how stressful that is, though. They don't understand. They
you
do
don't
not
enjoy
understand.
it.
It
And
sucks.
then the funny thing about doing that is, because I've done it, I've gone to the beach and worked. The funny thing is you don't do as good of a job at work when you're on the beach.
Yeah, 'cause you're kind of half-assed, and you're like trying to get through things.
Then you don't enjoy being on the beach, so you might as well just do your job. Like,
Just stay at home and do a good job.
Just stay at home and do a good job. So like, I had to go on a vacation because I answered the phone so much. So the best thing about my vacation was I didn't answer the phone. I did, like, because I hate, like, if really, like, if when I retire, or if I get to retire or whatever,
We retire at like 84 is what I think.
the first thing I'm gonna do is take my cell phone and throw it over a bridge, and I'm never gonna have one ever again.
You think so?
100%. I hate it. I don't want it. I don't want the cell
Well, how are you
phone.
going to be able to talk to your old friends and
I
stuff?
don't care.
I guess I'm just going to have to come over to your house.
Yes, if you're a real friend,
Yeah.
maybe I'll have like a phone,
A burner phone for 9 people.
a burner phone for a couple people.
That's a
That's
good
it.
idea.
But I do not want to answer the phone. I hate it.
I hate the
Maybe
ring.
I'll get a home phone. It's like, hey, here's a home phone number.
I just hate the phone because it seems so like I just don't. I hate answering the phones. I don't understand why everybody can't text.
It's invasive.
What, calling?
Yeah.
I mean, if I call you, if I ever, when I call you, you need to answer because it's like important. Like that.
Right.
When I'm calling somebody, it's like holy.
This
it's
is
like
important.
This is important.
That
Or
I
it's something
text,
I don't want text.
I text a lot, and then I have to call a lot.
You have some
because-
guys that don't like to text, right?
Yeah. But also, like, these guys are driving trucks and stuff, and you don't want them texting and driving big trucks. So like, you call them on the phone if you need them. It's like
you
what
don't
I
text
tell
and
them.
driving anything for the record.
Text and
I want
drive
you to text
anything.
and drive.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. Like, if I told them all, if I text you, you don't have to look at it right then and there. It's not important. I already know where you are and where you're going. When you get there, go ahead and look at it.
Yeah.
Because it's not important. When I call you on the phone, that means, oh shit, turn around and go back and do this,
You think,
or whatever.
Do you think drivers across the country? I've wondered this. Do they actually not use their phone? They've got to just sitting there. It's like on autopilot half the time.
Do you want to know the truth?
They
You
gotta
want to
be
know the
like,
truth?
Oh, look at that! They got to be watching TikToks and everything.
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
They're all riding down the road watching movies.
Yeah.
And watching, streaming videos.
Yeah, that's what I
And,
would think.
I drove truck. When streaming and all that came out, I put my suction cup phone thing right there in my Peterbilt right there, and I watched like every single episode of Rescue Me. I watched every single episode of. But here's the thing: you can drive down the road and like watch Family Guy and not have to watch it.
Yeah, 'cause I do
could
that.
just
I put it up in
listen.
my- I
You could
put it-
just listen to Family Guy. It's not something you have to have your eyes on. Like, you're not going to drive down the road and watch Spider-Man 2 because you got to watch it's an action movie.
Yeah.
So you got to watch the action. If you're smart, you don't do that. You just put on there like Friends and watch Friends because they're all sitting around in an apartment. You don't have to look at that.
Plus, you kind of know what you've already seen.
You know what? You've already
yeah.
seen it. You know what's going on. But I did that for years. I watched TV going down the road.
I mean, I do.
And it made the miles go by real fast, and it was great. But you can't really watch movies, or you're gonna wreck into somebody. You can't just sit there and stare at the phone. You got to drive, and this is in Atlanta, so you got like every day in and out of Atlanta. You got to drive and like look around and do all this while you're listening to like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. I don't know how you,
They're all doing it. They're all doing it.
My anxiety could not drive a truck in Atlanta. Holy shit.
It's fun. You just bully your way around.
I can barely drive a regular vehicle in the city. The older I get, I can't drive I can't drive like in Dallas. I can't do it. Houston, I can't drive a regular car. I can, but it gives I get sweaty palms and I really hate it. And I just want to get off the road. I want to pull over and.
Well, I'll tell you this: all my friends, when we go somewhere, like me and John and Joe, all we ended up in D.C. together, and John rented this car.
Oh, I'd be like, you're driving.
He was like, "You're driving, Mike."
Yeah, you're the
and I
pro.
was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drive." Because like I'm a good driver.
Yeah,
I just push my way around. I'm good at it, and I'm not a dick driving. But the older I get, the more friendlier I get on the road, and I see who I used to be on the road and other people driving around. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, for sure. Just like life.
Yeah, it's
in
like
life
what?
I see people all the time that I used to be like, and I'm like, God, I'm a fucking dick.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not so important to be ahead in this lane as I can just like chill and just get in the lane.
Yeah.
Instead of
I gotta be first.
get my Camaro sideways and be first in the lane. It's just chill out and get over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll all get there.
And that's how I feel now. But no, back in the day, it was like run and gun. I'm a good driver. I'm
that's the difference
nailing
in
it
43
down.
and 23.
Yeah, definitely.
Huge. I mean, there's a bunch of differences there. Like, I just see the world different.
Oh man,
Yeah, like
100%. And I'm so glad like I'd see the world that way, because like my entire life being a young person, I was very I wouldn't say uptight. I would just say full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
I guess young, dumb, and full of jizz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the same thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are. And whenever you try to tell these kids that and tell them to calm down, it's impossiple for them to.
They don't
because
understand. They don't have the perspective.
They're wired.
They're wired to be 25.
Same way we were wired.
Same way we were wired. Yeah.
It just comes with age.
It does.
Just comes with age.
I can't imagine how different my perspective will be when I'm 60. Because at 40,
Oh, God.
40 is so much different than 20.
I'm so much more calmer now about things. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, it's good. It's good.
Well, somebody that's really.
I have a lot more. Let me just put it this way: I have a lot more understanding for other people now.
Well,
and like when I watch Karen videos, it blows my mind because there's no understanding in those.
Yeah.
And it's
some
like
people are so unreasonable.
when somebody just blows up on somebody that is working a $8.50 to $12 job, and they're not the CEO of the company, and the policies are pissing the person off, and it's just like,
what do you want this kid?
what do you want this kid to do about it?
Yeah,
sorry, they're trying not to lose their job.
All they did is
policies.
all they did is ring up the 99 cents for the sour cream that you asked for. That's all they did.
That's it. And you can't take the coupon because the coupon's expired from 2 years ago. Sorry, you kept the coupon for 2 years. You know, shit like that. And like, it's just like as I get older, I see other people's. You can walk into people's shoes easier.
I see other people's plight the older I get.
They're other people's plight.
That's why I think I used to be. That's why I used to be super. I used to be super on the right, and I'm not super on the left now. But I would say I'm an independent progressive. If I had to, my philosophical view of the world would be independent progressive, where I really fiscally conservative for the most part.
Let's hammer a few questions out.
All right, shoot.
All right, and you just first thing that comes to your mind.
Shoot.
And
I love this game. I love this game. And I'm going
to back and forth the camera like this.
Let's play it. I love this game. Hell yeah.
Abortion.
I'm against it.
Oh God. Okay, let's open that up. You're against abortion.
I'm against it.
Okay. Do you think that the government has the right to tell women what to do with their bodies?
No.
Okay. Okay. They don't.
Right.
But I know what I know where we're going with this because I think the same way you do.
Just keep plugging away.
Because I think the same way you do.
I'll answer honestly whatever it is. I promise.
Okay. At what point does the goop become a baby?
15 weeks.
Sounds reasonable to me. That sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
What's the 15 weeks mark? What does that do?
That's when they have a beating heart, a functioning brain, spinal cord.
Now it's a person.
Yeah. Now it's a person.
I'm with you on that.
Yep.
I'm with you on that.
So that's
I'm with you on that.
So from a just personally from it's not my place to tell a woman what to do with their body, but after 15 weeks I feel like it's all of our place to say no.
There's a beating heart in you now.
Before that I'm okay. But that's a really here's what people can't admit about politics, and I can. Some things are really touchy, and they're a little more nuanced than just a bumper sticker. They're a little more nuanced to it, right? Like, and you have to kind of put some thought into it. But like, if you asked me personally, I am opposed to abortion. Me personally, but I'm opposed to a lot of things that I have to support other people doing because of their freedoms that they're granted under the Constitution.
I never had any abortions.
Me neither.
Okay, next thing.
All right, shoot.
Guns.
Second Amendment. We have the right. You have the right to bear arms. That's it. Simple.
That's it. It's easy.
It's written in stone.
What do you think about the people that say that we had muskets when they wrote that?
It's irrelevant. Muskets were if a musket was the most powerful instrument of war meant to hold back a tyrannical government, therefore they gave the citizens the right to hold and possess the most powerful weapons of war that existed at the time to fight off a potentially tyrannical government, not
100%
not
with
to
you on
hunt
that
squirrels.
100% with you on
Yeah.
that. I'd hunt a squirrel with an AR-15.
Yeah,
It's not a problem.
Fuck that squirrel.
Yeah, fuck it. If I want to, I'm gonna shoot it to eat it, but I would like it to be
but
the little bit of meat left.
But I'll say this. So I'll say this about guns. That doesn't mean everyone gets unfettered access to guns.
Weapons,
And
right? Of course.
And I'm okay with making the age 21 because your prefrontal cortex isn't developed maybe until 24, 26 on a male. Maybe even 24, 20. Most of the science points that way. 21, 18. Maybe they don't need an AR-15. Maybe you have to be 21. I'm okay with that.
Do you think we live in a society later when science backs that up, or science already backed that up?
Science already backed it up.
That we move it up even more? That
Probably.
we move up smoking and drinking to 24?
Probably.
It probably will happen.
Probably
don't you
will
think?
happen. 25 would be a nice round number.
Well, now we're not. You can't make decisions for yourself. When can you go in the military at this?
17. You're not.
I mean,
that's the military. But you can look the conversation being nuanced. You can make a military exemption. It's not hard to make exemptions. So
Right.
fine. The age to buy rifles 21. If you're in the military, it's when you join the military. Simple.
perfect. Because they want you in the military early because they want to be able to like mold your brain.
You. I could totally.
And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying they want you. It's just like anything. Like, why do you think you go to school when you're young?
I really believe
because let's say we didn't go to school for the first 18 years of our lives, and you just think about a different universe or a different time.
You'd be too hard to mold.
You'd be too hard to mold. You'd be like, fuck that.
That's ridiculous.
Like, think about if we went back to school now.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I don't want to do that.
Or I'd be like, that's not true.
That's not true. That is not true. Where did you get these books? Oh, I see the company that made these books and bought these books, and
I see who owns them. I see who wrote it.
I see that they don't, just be that kind of thing, and just be like, fuck all that.
How did America end up doing only everything perfect and great in this book? This is weird.
How are we just the greatest thing that ever happened to everyone in this book? It's like, my God, this book reads like a fairy tale.
So you can make the age 21 to have rifles. You can make background checks. I'm okay with background checks.
What about hunting though? I mean,
what about hunting?
Well, kids hunt.
Kids can hunt with their father. It's fine.
Yeah. And okay, so you can hunt with your father.
Absolutely.
and
or your
shoot a
mother.
gun. Yeah.
Or your fathers.
Or your fathers or your mothers or your transgender mother to father.
Whoever's raising you, you can hunt.
Whatever.
You can hunt with them. They're under supervision. That's a totally safe environment. Feels good.
Here's a gun. Shoot that right there.
You don't find a lot of shootings on opening day of deer season. You don't find a lot of people dead. So I'm okay with that. That's not. You got to
remember when you could bring guns to school in a gun rack after
I
you're
used to
shooting?
bring guns to school.
And
all the time.
Did we ever have any problems with
Zero.
anybody flipping out and bringing a gun in the school?
Zero.
None.
Because I went to school pre-Columbine. So did you?
Yeah,
so
I did too.
So we were both We were both out of school before Columbine. So that's how old we are.
Oh, you get a couple of kids and ruin a good thing. Where you can go hunting in the morning and then bring your gun in your gun rack. I would remember when gun racks were a thing.
Gun racks and trucks, yeah.
Yeah, now gun racks aren't a thing. If you had a gun rack and you had a couple of AR-15s back, you get pulled over, or somebody would just break your window and steal it.
It would be like this guy might be a problem. So
yeah, this guy's a problem.
I think I think I could be a policymaker because I think I can sit in a room and have nuanced conversations around issues, and you could say there doesn't have to be one answer, right? There could be. But all the answers have to come back to the Constitution. That is the most important thing for me.
How about we take it a step further with
further.
the let's just stop all the bullshit and we're not going to do it anymore. They should have regular people go into a room and sit down and have policies made. Not these people that are getting their backs scratched.
Well, that's who congressmen and senators are supposed to be anyway, but it's not who they ain't.
It's gotten crazy. It's crazy now, and now it's all about like scratch my back, scratch your back. It's not about you being a rational person who says, okay, guns are dangerous.
Yeah.
So we need to do this with guns. And
background checks does not mean we're trying to take away the Second Amendment. Having a background check does not mean you're taking away the Second Amendment. Making it 21 does not mean you're trying to take away the Second Amendment. Putting some regulations around it doesn't mean you're trying to get rid of the Second Amendment. All you're doing is trying to protect your citizens, which is your job.
Right.
So I can support unequivocally the Second Amendment, which I do. And if you're not a problem, you have the right to bear arms. It's written right there, just like you have the right to free speech, the right to peacefully assemble.
Free speech is getting pretty tough though nowadays, right?
Well, it's been tough for a long time.
I mean, they're nailing in on like what's free speech. If the definition of free speech
But
has
here's
gotten
the
really
deal: free speech
wonky.
Free speech does not mean freedom from consequences. It does not mean you can say anything you want. It does not mean you can say anything you want in America.
But there's consequences.
But there's consequences. So if I start a Twitter thread that's just full of baseless claims and lies and bullshit, I'm free to do that. But it is the ultimate right of everyone to call that person out on being a fucking idiot.
Right, and if it's biased enough and hurts people, then you get in trouble for that. You get sued for that.
You can't run in a theater and yell fire. You can't run out in the street and start saying you're going to punch everybody. There's certain things like freedom of speech. People, you have to understand what it is. It means you can write and say things, anything you want to say within the parameters of truth as you see it, and then have that explored. And it doesn't mean that you're free from consequence. You're not.
Right.
You're not free from consequences. But we shouldn't be trying to censor people for saying things we don't agree with.
Right.
On either side of the aisle. That's the problem. If someone has every right to say, I don't believe in Jesus, just like someone has every right to say, I like to worship lambs. Those are freedoms of religion. Freedoms of speech. You have the right to say things and have them explored. But once the discovery process is done, you have to be held accountable for your speech. That's fair, right?
What's the next one? What's a hot topic?
You shoot me with a topic.
Man, I'm all out. I've been drinking a little bit.
I'll come on the.
Look, man, it's like.
So I can simultaneously myself be opposed for abortion and still support a woman's right to have one. If that makes sense. If that doesn't just blow your fucking mind.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, like.
Up to a certain point,
I don't agree with it, but I can support. Just like I don't agree with all kinds of things people say. Still their right to say it. But just be wary when you're utilizing free speech. Be aware when you're saying things that words have meanings, and when you said it, you have to own it.
Right. The problem is got a lot of Rambos on the. We used to call them CB Rambos who would talk shit on the radio back in the day.
I'll come kick your ass.
We'll pull over here at Exit 81. We'll get out and I'll kick your ass. Well, I got to get that load down here to Chattanooga. I can't really pull over. It's like, okay. Lucky. Well, Radio Rambo. Here, okay,
keyboard warrior for real.
Speaking of free speech. So Elon Musk, okay, do you think it's free speech to let people know where you're at?
On the airplane deal?
The airplane deal with Elon Musk. So anyway, I don't know. I'm sure everybody heard it, but there was some kid.
Yeah, was tracking his flights.
Everywhere with a Twitter account, real time.
I believe if that information is public domain, it certainly falls under the umbrella of free speech. However, I believe if the person...
It is public domain, by the way. You can track any airplane you want if you know the numbers.
That's what I'm saying. So, but also if Elon feels like it's a safety concern for him and doesn't want his plane tracked, as the owner, as the owner of that, he has the right to regulate that. I can tell you this: it may be everyone's right to see where I was at every minute, but I wouldn't want that information out to the public. So
I wouldn't either. But let me tell you this: Elon owns Twitter. He can do whatever he wants with Twitter. So everybody, shut the fuck up.
Well, that's...
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to know where Elon Musk's plane is because you're a weirdo, you can go on the website and find out where his plane is.
Yeah.
But these people are just going to Twitter. So he's like, well, I don't want everybody accessing it off of Twitter. Go to the site that tells you where all the planes are.
Yeah, and he took it off of Twitter.
He just took it off
of
Twitter.
Then people are like, I thought he wanted free speech.
Yeah, I thought he wanted free speech. It's like, that's not free speech.
Now,
here's the thing. Like I said, he owns Twitter.
Yeah.
They did whatever they wanted with Twitter before, and nobody said shit. They kicked all these right-wing people off of Twitter.
They were
rogues.
They were
rogues, and they kicked them all off. But and nobody said a word about it.
How the left, and I'm with the left on a lot of things. Like I said, I'm a progressive independent. But how the left can just act like
right in the middle.
How the left can act like that just didn't happen, or it wasn't. Now, was there a bunch of conservatives putting a bunch of bullshit out there? Yes, there were.
Yes.
Were there a bunch of them putting a bunch of misinformation? Yes, they were. Was Twitter also censoring things that were factual information and censoring things that could have helped the cause of the Republican Party? Absolutely they were.
Yeah.
Absolutely they were. And did they have an agenda? Absolutely they did. And to deny that is foolish. You can deny it and act like your side doesn't do this shit. Your side is completely culpable. Now, Would the right do it if they own Twitter? Probably.
Absolutely.
Probably so. And would it be bullshit if they did it? Probably
Yes.
so. So you have to be able, that's the problem. My biggest problem with politics and religion is that it completely takes away a person's ability to see things objectively. They cannot.
Right.
They cannot. You could, when someone becomes so politically down a wormhole, one of their guys can do anything. They can be on camera shooting someone, and they'll just find a way to spin it.
You didn't see the first 20 minutes of this video.
You didn't see what happened before that. Oh, it's not in context. He said it wrong. No. Like, he said this bullshit. Like, oh boy. And let's.
No, the best. You got to segue into shooting somebody and saying that it's okay. You got to go straight to Donald Trump.
I was fixing to go straight to Donald Trump. I wasn't going to go to when he said he would shoot someone.
I wrote this down because I said we got to talk about it, and we're talking about it like late in the game here. But like, this is what I thought when he said the big announcement. This is what I thought.
I thought running mate.
I thought he was going to be like, this is who's running with me, and it was going to be...
I got Ron DeSantis or Kanye or whoever.
Kanye. I thought it was just completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and says he has non-fungible tokens for sale.
And he's a fucking cowboy and a football player. He's like holding the ball like 45. My favorite thing was Donald Trump. Your favorite president ever? Better than Lincoln, better than Washington. That's
before
shit.
you unpack
oh my
that,
God. The first week, the first
before
sentence.
you unpack that, it's just this. I just don't think that like half of the people that follow him even know what that is.
A non-fungible token?
Yes.
Hell no.
I don't think they even know what that is, and it's just like I thought. But like I said to you earlier, I was like, oh shit, well, like, that's going to be terrible. And then you were like, what? No, he sold out.
The only people that could possibly be supporting Donald Trump at this, and full transparency, I was a 2020 voter of Donald Trump. Very reluctantly. Very, very reluctantly.
You vote who you vote for. Don't worry about apologizing for it later. Don't worry about it.
I'm apologizing for myself.
No, I voted for him.
I'm apologizing for myself. But if you are a Trump supporter at this stage in the game, you are either such a troglodyte that you could not put blocks together, or you're just an old and naive. There's
listen,
cannot.
Let me just tell you something.
Maybe there's a few in betweens. Maybe I don't want to insult. Yes, I do.
know,
Yes, I do. Fuck.
I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. Like, I don't know. He makes me feel really safe inside. He makes me feel like the country is a big ball of safety when he's the president.
It's very.
I feel like
bigly safety.
I feel like he's like the daddy of all of us.
You can't.
So
you don't have to have any sort of.
You're in my shot.
You don't have to have any sort of like.
That's weird.
Ability to decipher.
Has that been going on the whole time where you're in my shot the whole time?
I don't think so.
Lean over that way. No, lean over the other way. There you are. Yeah.
No,
you're good right there. But it doesn't matter. I'm just saying I didn't notice it.
You don't have to have any kind of great ability to see through things now to see this is a grift. He just grifted y'all for $4.5 million. Like, there's no Tell him what you told me about how much you could spend and it. Okay, so you can spend $9,999, which is the number that I believe something to do with like tax reporting, and up to over $10,000 you have to be reported. Under that, it could be listed as a gift or a donation or a purchase. So all the purchases were capped at $9,999. It's probably a money laundering scheme as well as a grift.
He's the smartest man alive, right? If he's doing that, that's smart. Is that not smart to you? Would you not do it if you were Donald Trump?
I'll let you break that beer bottle in my face before I say he's the smartest man alive.
No,
he's not even the smartest man at Mar-a-Lago.
Obviously, obviously that. But I'm just saying it's pretty smart, right?
Well, his lawyers came with it. As scams go, yes, that's the point.
How is it a scam? If we want to sell something and people want to buy it, then they buy it.
Because it's a grift for the people that are politically ignorant. You're grifting these people for money, knowing you're not doing anything. None of that money's because none of the money's going to a campaign or towards the presidency or protecting the United States. And if you're telling people,
you're getting an NFT, bro, you're getting a non-fungible token. That's something you can have that only you have, bruh. I'm being really sarcastic right now. I hope everybody gets that.
Such a
Non-fungible tokens are the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my entire life. And if anyone has ever paid any money for a non-fungible token that wasn't like a piece of artwork that only you own from then on, then you're a fucking idiot. Don't fucking buy
I wanted to
those.
buy some NFTs really bad when they were coming out. I mean, it was people.
No.
Dude, remember how much money people were making?
Unless it's, like I said, unless it's a piece of art.
But I mean, now all that's it's like, oh yeah, it is nothing. It is worthless.
Nothing now. Well, crypto's shit.
Crypto's in the toilet.
A shithole right now.
Cash is in the toilet. Crypto's in the toilet. Gold. You've seen all the countries buying all the gold back, right?
No.
Man,
What's going on with that?
All these countries are buying all the gold back, and because they're going to shift the dollar off.
Everything's got to go off gold in the future.
No, everything's got to going to be off gold.
That's what I'm saying. It was in the past.
And the United States dollar, as being the world currency, those days are numbered. They're numbered.
You know why they're numbered? I saw
Yes,
this thing where they were
it's-
saying in ports when ports, something about how they do money exchange in ports with goods, the dollar wasn't on top. It wasn't like the main money exchanger like it's always been for the past forever.
100 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever we went
Like-
off the gold standard 71.
Yeah.
You know, and we went off the gold. You know why we went off the gold standard? Because we didn't have enough gold to back the money we were spending.
Right.
It's pretty simple.
Because then everything becomes currency, like electricity. So like, remember when you could like not us, but like our great grandfathers, grandfathers maybe, you buy a TV and it's
Our great grandfathers weren't buying TVs. You're talking about the
Great-
1800s. Our grandfathers barely had TVs.
I'm very bad with great grandfather.
Okay,
math.
so my grandfather.
Let me
been,
just okay.
We would have had a TV when he was 30.
Okay.
My grandfather.
Right.
My one grandfather.
Okay. Not great with
So
grandfather.
not that long
math.
ago.
Anyway, they used to make TVs that lasted forever.
Yep.
They used to make refrigerators that lasted forever.
Oh, yeah.
They don't do that now.
Oh, shit.
Because they've got to burn and TVs. You got to buy a new TV every 3 to 4 years, if that.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy a good one, it lasts a little longer, right?
Yeah.
So
who's going to buy a good one? You can buy a $190 one that looks just as good.
$190 one, and then you're going to spend $190 in 2 years to get another because the pixels are popped out or whatever.
Yeah.
So like that is the economy. Everybody has to keep buying things for money to be worth money. Our currency.
Money has to churn.
And it's called currency because it's a current.
Mm-hmm.
It's a current that has to keep going like electricity.
Correct.
And so they could make televisions that lasted the rest of our lives. They could make refrigerators that lasted the rest of our lives.
Of course.
And but they don't because you have to keep the economy going. And the number one thing that keeps the economy going right now that we've all bought into is this thing right here. This thing comes out every year. This iPhone comes out every year. And people go and buy them every year that can afford to buy a brand new iPhone, and it's the same fucking thing.
$1,500 for the
every
same thing.
year.
I keep mine till the
every
storage.
year.
Do you do that? Do you go every year? You buy every year?
Mine gets bought through my company, so like I get a new one. I try to keep. Now I don't try to get one every year.
Yeah.
I try to keep it for like
2
years, and then I get a new one.
That's about the life. After about 2 years, they slow them things down a lot.
Well, I'm pretty good with computers and phones and things, and I can keep mine going a little bit longer. I keep my computers going and my phones going a little longer through just steps that you could look up on the Google and figure out how to do.
Just taking things off.
It's just not like I'm a genius.
Yeah.
So, but this thing right here, everybody buys one of these every year that can buy one, and they keep making them every year. They don't have to keep making these every year.
No.
The camera on this thing is incredible.
Correct.
And next year the camera will just be slightly better, and it'll be slightly better the next year. They'll do a little different thing the next year, a little different thing the next year. The main thing about this camera on this one that I have, this is the 13. This is the Pro Max. Pro Max. So like I take a picture and it like brightens you up without brightening the background up automatically.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes the pictures look incredible.
You're selling it for iPhone.
I am. No, buy an iPhone. I love iPhones. Our whole business thing is off iPhones. We got iMacs and everything because like when and I know that PCs can do this too, but like whenever I do anything on my iMac, it goes to everybody else's computers in our company so they can pull up like everything. They can pull up like documents and shipping documents and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like they make one of these every year, and it's ridiculous because they don't have to make one of these every year. They could make one this year. They
One
could
in
wait
5 years.
They could wait 3 to 5 years to make another one.
And and if you needed a new one, they could sell you the old one that's just as good.
You say the old one is good. I could. You know, my favorite iPhone was the iPhone X, the 10.
Did you have the 4? The first one I had the 4.
Oh, I had the
I had the 4.
I have in that closet right behind you the very first iPhone ever made. Not the 001, but like
The 4 then.
No.
3 or 4?
No, the first one. The first iPhone that you could only get with AT&T.
Yeah.
It wasn't the 4, the 1 iPhone.
How's the technology on that one?
Hold on a second. I put that down on its thing and it's like giving me some business on my computer. No, iPhone 1, the first one.
I'm gonna have to check that out as soon as we wrap up here.
The first one that came out. I got it somewhere in here.
Next time I come over, you need to.
It's this big. It looks like the iPhone 4, but like the top, the top part is black and the bottom part is black, and it has the little button on the bottom. And I mean, back then it looked amazing. Like I was holding it in my hand, and it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Is the first iPhone ever made. I have it. I got it. I had 2 phones that year because I had like an Android phone,
Yeah.
I guess. No. What was that other phone that had all the buttons on it?
I don't remember.
No,
BlackBerry?
BlackBerry.
Yeah, I had a
I
BlackBerry.
had a BlackBerry. And then the iPhone came out. Man, your phone TikToks on this thing is I
What?
can hear it. Like your phone, I can hear your
Oh,
phone.
when
Yeah.
you get the
Yeah, it goes
buzz. Oh yeah.
So like then I got the first. So I had 2 phones because you could only get it on AT&T,
Right.
and at the time I was making a lot of money, so I had 2 phones.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a big technology guy, and I wanted the iPhone, the first iPhone,
So they got you.
and
anyway.
they got me.
Yeah, they got you.
And ever since then, and then we got it into it in the office, and now we're all iMacs, iPhones, everything.
Yeah, I love
That's all we do.
I love my iPhone, but I don't buy them until they break down. But I just realized I've got to meet some folks for dinner, so we're gonna have to wrap up. I forgot I was supposed to meet them at 6.
I'm not invited to dinner. I'm not.
You're invited to dinner if you want to
I'm
come
not
to dinner.
invited to dinner.
Yeah, come.
I don't want to go to dinner.
So
I'm an international man of mystery.
you're an international man of mystery, Mike. You are that.
All right.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.